Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Philadelphia Eagles Now. Happy Monday. And we jump into the Eagle news and rumors. And guess what? Carson Wentz focused, as you would expect, a lot more details as to where the Eagles are at in trying to trade Carson Wentz and some other interesting stuff. Let's start with Zach Ertz, though, because, listen, we talked about on this show a lot how they're probably going to trade Zach Ertz. They're reportedly not going to re-sign him or restructure his contract, and it looks like they're going to part ways with one of the best tight ends, not the best tight end in Eagle history. Now, this weekend, we got the new report the Eagles continue to shop a guy like Zach Ertz, and they've been trying to potentially package him with Carson Wentz in order to sweeten the deal, get rid of two big contracts, and get back a decent return in terms of draft compensation and draft capital. The report this week says the Colts and Seahawks are the two main suitors so far, at least the two teams that Philadelphia has talked to in terms of, trading Zach Ertz. Makes sense. Seattle could use a tight end, go ahead and bolster Russell Wilson's offense. And the Colts have always been mixed in with Philadelphia ever since Frank Reich went there and continues with Carson Wentz. I could see more of a scenario where Ertz be traded to the Colts packaged with Wentz in order to go ahead and contribute to a first-round draft pick, which we'll talk more about in a second. Now, Ertz had a very, interesting 2020, right? If you'd have gone a couple years prior when Ertz had one of the better years in Eagle tight end history, he's getting traded for a first round, no doubt, 100%. With their current stance, with the contract, with the age, and, the lower body leg injury that he had last year, paired with the stats that he had, only 36 catches and 335 yards and a touchdown, you kind of go, what's the actual worth of Zach Ertz? So that's why, to me, an Ertz-Wentz package does make sense in terms of a trade standpoint. It's not a discussion whether you want to trade Zach Ertz or not. I'd rather keep Zach Ertz. I think Zach Ertz is the best tight end in Eagle history and could give you a lot of helpful and really good years left in Philadelphia, especially with a new quarterback and a young quarterback who wants that tight end security blanket in Jalen Hurts. I'm sure he's going to want that. But if you're talking about what package makes a lot of sense, you package Ertz and Wentz, ship them both to the Indianapolis Colts. You get back at least a first-round draft pick, maybe more, and then you use that draft capital to bolster what is a team that has holes and needs at pass rusher and linebacker and cornerback and maybe offensive line if, you get more injuries there and wide receiver and so on and so forth. So it makes sense that it's not surprised they're going to try and trade him. I think that is going to be another thing that happens before the NFL draft. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but same thing goes with Wentz. I think both of them will be let go, and then you kind of roll with hoping that Dallas Goedert becomes the star tight end that they drafted him to be and has shown at times. He's not been on Hurts' level, but at times he's been there. And then, of course, as we talked about with Jalen Hurts, then a lot of people are gearing up to try to put a lot of money in terms of Jalen Hurts being the next great quarterback in this league, and the Eagles are hoping that's the case, and, I guess that's to be determined. Okay, quick question, pin comment down below. You guys want to trade Zach Ertz? Not do you think they'll trade Zach Ertz, do you want to? Are you still in love with Zach Ertz, the 2017 game-winning touchdown Super Bowl hero, or are you ready to move on and save a little money, get some draft capital back? Type Y if you want to trade him, type N down below. Okay, in terms of the ideal draft trade, Bleacher Report has an interesting one here right now with the Bengals, where you would go, the Eagles would get the 5th overall draft pick and a 2021 fifth, and they'd give up Zach Ertz, and then, of course, the 6th overall pick. This, to me, was a little bit bizarre. Why would you want to go up one pick to go ahead and just get, 2021 fifth? Like, what's the trade here? I mean, to move up one spot, is that worth Zach Ertz? This was Bleacher Report's idea. I'm out on this. If this was the trade, I'd be very upset, right? Why would you go up one spot, right? It makes no sense to go up one spot, especially if that's what you're getting back. I mean, if this was a real draft return and not just one spot for Ertz and a 5th, I mean, that is dumb. A Bleacher Report overwrote that. Come on, stop. That doesn't make any sense. Ertz is going to be traded. Some team is going to benefit greatly from him making a change of scenery in just a matter of time, and we'll see what team that is. I think Colts and Seahawks make the most sense, and that Bleacher Report trade is really, really bad. That's why you guys should be subscribed here, right? We don't make ridiculous mock trades like that. I mean, this is ridiculous. That trade upset me reading that. Goodness gracious. But make sure you guys are subscribed. Best offseason coverage all around. I mean, on YouTube right here in Philadelphia. You guys want to get up to date on your Eagle news and rumors, this is the place to go ahead and be. Okay, surprise, surprise, a new report today from Adam Kaplan suggesting that Frank Reich still really wants Carson Wentz and that the Colts have upped their offer yet again just a little bit in order to try to go ahead and secure the former Pro Bowl quarterback. So, again, the Colts have made multiple offers. We've talked about those offers. Adam Kaplan says that Indy is going to continue to try to go ahead and trade for him because the Wentz and Reich relationship is what's the real draw here, and that Frank Reich loves Carson Wentz, Wentz loves Frank Reich, and that would be a mutually beneficial addition. Kaplan said this, quote, "I'm not backing off of what I said 2 weeks ago. I still think it's going to be the Colts. For the reason is simply this. Frank Reich, the head coach, wants him. He coached him for 2 years in Philly as the offensive coordinator. They had a close working relationship. Reich thinks the world of him. Reich explained, I'm told by the Colts sources that once they got into their free agent meetings, this is a guy they could go ahead and build around. You got to remember, 2017, this is the whole tie and the whole reason why the Colts keep getting suggested. 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and what would have been the MVP season had he not gotten injured, right? We all know this. We understand this. It makes a ton of sense. The problem with this is the Colts have all the power. But the Colts right now have all the trade power, and they're going to try to go ahead and use that trade power to bring the price of Carson Wentz down. The Bears have offered the most. We talked about that. The Bears have offered the most, including 2 second-round draft picks plus additional draft compensation. It's been reported. The Colts have just offered 2 second-round draft picks. So they have all the power, though, because Philadelphia doesn't want to trade him, 1, to the NFC, and 2, because, it makes most sense in terms of Reich and Wentz, and you would be a lot of Eagle fans happy that he would go at least to a good spot where he could potentially succeed and not screw over the Eagles in terms of winning in the NFC versus the AFC. So they have all the power right now, which is why, again, Philadelphia continues to wait, and they're waiting for someone to, fold, essentially. It's like a big poker game right now. Whoever folds first and offers the most, if it's the Colts, the Eagles will take that offer. If it's the Bears, they're going to wait it out and try and milk the Bears offer for everything they can go and get out of the Indianapolis Colts. Ask you guys this. Would you rather trade Wentz to the Bears or the Colts? I think most people should type C down below for the Colts. Again, AFC, right? The only time you're going to play him is once every 4 years or in a Super Bowl. That's it. Bears, you play him multiple times in the span of 4 years, plus playoff wins and losses. You never really know. I'd rather have him trade to the Colts, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Okay, before we keep going, those Fanatic hats are still on sale. The official NFL Philadelphia Eagle hats up to 60% off when you go to our link down below, chatsports.com/Eagles hat. Got snapbacks, got the flat bill, fitted hats, plenty of options, including the Super Bowl hat, which I actually wore to my Super Bowl party that I went to just a couple of days, really, I guess 2 weeks ago now, but get the point. Fantastic. All the hats, majority of them up to 66% off on sale right now. chatsports.com/Eagles hat. I want to finish on this final story on Carson Wentz because the Inquirer and NBC Sports has some interesting stuff here in terms of draft capital. And this is what the real story, I think, of the day is that Philadelphia has not received a first-round draft pick yet in terms of what they've been offered by both the Colts and Bears. So Les Bowen from the Philly Inquirer says, quote, league sources doubt Howie Roseman has been offered a first-round pick of any sort for Wentz this year or in the future. That's significant, and that explains again why they've not traded him yet. Here we go. How about NBC Sports on Philly? Recently, Eagles legend Ron Jaworski said the Colts have offered a pair of second-round picks. The possibility of an additional third or fourth round selection down the road. So a trade looks like this right now. It looks like the Eagles getting 2 seconds and potentially a mid-round draft pick, maybe a 5th in 2021, and then the Colts get Carson Wentz. But there have been no first-round draft picks offered yet, and I think the problem that Philadelphia has is that they're holding out for a first, and they're doing it for a couple of reasons. One, first-round draft pick is obviously way better than a second-round draft pick, and you can, maybe get a superstar player, and later on in the first round, you get the Colts pick. You could do some damage there with a first-round draft pick, having 2 there in round 1 of 2021. They're also holding out for the fear of this, and I've talked about this multiple times on the channel. They're scared to death of Carson Wentz being good. They're not scared of Carson Wentz being good for them. They don't think he's going to be good for Philadelphia. They're scared of him going somewhere else and being 2017 Carson Wentz for the rest of his career. In 2017, we were debating if Carson Wentz was the best player in the league. He was that good. And the fear is if you trade him away for anything less than a first, and he balls out of his mind for the next 5 years, then you will be looked upon as the biggest failure as a GM, as an owner, and as a franchise. You can't do it, right? So if you get a first-round draft pick back, you can at least say, well, we got a first-round draft pick. Here's the player we got for him. If that player turns out to be great, then it's okay. It's fair. Calm down, Eagle fan. Be quiet. Don't complain. That's the fear right now, and that's why they continue to not accept the 2 second-round draft picks. I think eventually they will. I think eventually someone is either going to offer a first or they won't. I think they're going to take the trade either way. You can only wait until the start of the NFL draft. They're going to trade Carson Wentz. That's going to happen. I feel extremely confident in saying that. If I'm wrong, good. I don't want to trade him, and I've said that. I think he can get back to 2017 Carson Wentz, but I think he will be traded, and that needs to be understood and accepted. But there's a reason why they have not gotten a first, and that means they haven't traded him because, again, teams know they're going to trade him. They gave up their hand by rumoring that they were going to trade him. They're not getting a Matt Stafford return, even though they want a Matt Stafford return. And teams know that the Eagles are scared to death of Carson Wentz being good on a different team, that they're going to continue to lowball until someone takes an offer, and it will probably be like the mock trade we showed you, 2 second-round draft picks, a mid-round pick, and that'll be that. And you'll hope the second-round draft pick the Eagles get in 2021 turns out to be a really good player, which, as we know in the draft, who knows? Absolutely no idea. What do you guys think? Are the Eagles going to get a first-round draft pick for Carson Wentz? Do you really think that they will? Type 1 down below for yes. Type 2 down below for no. I sure hope they do. I would take a first-round draft pick tomorrow. Literally, you make a phone call and, I don't know, it's some team at 20. It's like, hey, you want a first? And I'd be like, yes, done. I would just straight up, I would do a first at this point. But not looking like it. But let me know what you guys think. Will the Eagles get a first for Carson Wentz? Type 1 down below for yes. Type 2 down below for no. There you go. All time for today here on this President's Day Monday. Get you guys up to date in the league, latest Eagle news and rumors. As always, we will be ready to rock as soon as the trade happens, whether it's, 2 hours from now or Wednesday or Thursday or a month from now. Who knows? We'll get you guys covered here. Make sure you guys can stay subscribed to the channel and be ready to rock for whenever that happens. Ultimately, for today here on Philadelphia Eagles Now, I am your host, Thomas Mott. We go ahead and sign off. Stay safe out there. It's cold in a lot of places in America right now. Enjoy the rest of your Monday afternoon.